In qualitative user research, the funnel technique is the idea that we should start broad before getting more specific. Let's talk about how you can apply it to tasks in usability testing. To do that, let's illustrate this with a metaphor. Picture a mouse in a maze. Imagine a researcher in a lab wants to see if that mouse can find a piece of cheese in that large maze. The researcher might start off by giving the mouse the entire maze to see whether it finds the cheese on its own. After some time, if that mouse still hasn't arrived at that cheese, the researcher could start slowly closing off incorrect pathways, increasing the chances that the mouse will find the cheese. Finally, with help from the researchers, this mouse arrives at its goal. In this metaphor, the mouse is the participant, and the cheese is the aspect of the design that we're interested in studying. It's better to first see if our participants get there on their own, but we might have to nudge them a bit. So broad exploratory tasks, which allow us to learn how people do things on their own, should be given before specific directed tasks that ask users to find or do something that they might not otherwise do. We're giving our participants the whole maze first, and then slowly closing off those pathways. Let's imagine we're working on a recipe website, and we're particularly interested in how people search for specific recipes. We might be tempted to give people a task like this first. There's nothing necessarily wrong with this task, but it is quite directed. We're telling people to use a feature that they might not otherwise choose to use on their own. A better approach would be to give the participants a broader task, maybe something like this. This task allows the user to define the endpoint of the task and complete it in their own way. If they don't naturally end up at the feature that we're interested in, we might give them a second or a follow-up task that's more directed. Use the funnel technique by giving your participants broad exploratory tasks first, then following with more specific directed tasks. That way you'll ensure that you capture that natural user behavior and see what people would do on their own.